Hello, here's Aage again. Are you ready to step out of the box with me again? Let's go. What if every sound we hear, every visual image we see, or experiences we have is recorded somewhere in the electromagnetic Earth grid, as Nikola Tesla talked about, or in the time and space quantum existence, where it can be accessible by electronic equipment later? Could it be? Could it be? Could it be? It appears as it is. Now, with the unfolding and better understanding of quantum mechanics, it's becoming more and more clear that yes, it is possible. In fact, it appears as such a device to see the past and the future was built back in the 1960s. It was commissioned to be made by the Roman Catholic Church and created by the sharpest scientific minds of that time. The device was called the chronovisor. It started back in 1965 with Father Ernetti, a Catholic priest. He was working in Milano at the Catholic University, and he was given the task of transferring old recordings of Gregorian chant to the newer form of tape recordings. Agostino Gamelli, the archivist at the time, he was checking the tapes for faults and suddenly heard the voice of his father right at the end of one of the recordings. But there was only one problem. His father had been dead for many years. When Father Andretti found out, he thought that this phenomena could be duplicated because there had to be a science behind it. He talked the church into assembling a team of scientists to work on the project. They wanted to create a time recorder. The people who created this was said to be 12 of the sharpest scientific minds of that time. Just 5 of them, they were Enrico Fermi, he was a leading nuclear scientist. Werner von Braun, you know him, he was a German scientist that came over in the paperclip program over to the United States, and he became the head of the United States space program and later on NASA. François Brunet is a French priest and paranormal author, and a Catholic scientist and also priest, Pellegrino Enretti. He was the director of the program, and also J. Robert Oppenheimer, the creator and the brain behind the atomic bomb. And François Brunet, he wrote a book in 2002. He was explaining what they did to create this device and what it could do. The title of this book is The Vatican's New Mystery. Very interesting book, and you can find it on Amazon. The picture enclosed here is supposed to be an actual artistic recreation of the chronovisor by Ernetti. There, of course, since it is a drawing, there's some questions on that. We know it was housed in a large cabinet with a control panel. It had dials and levers. It had antennas of unknown material. It had a cathode ray tube, which is, just a regular TV tube. It is said to be operated with varying results. Sometimes it works real well, and sometimes it didn't work very well. That part of it could make sense to me. If they went to the quantum field for the information, It may have been somewhat dependent on the operator's mind at the time. Father Andretti, he explained that in using the device, they could tune in and view recorded specific times or people or places in history or in the future by function of tapping into a form of electromagnetic radiation residue, is what he called it, that was trapped in time and space. Okay, by understanding the Earth grid as Nikola Tesla talked about, and how sound and images can get trapped in this energy field, I can actually understand that, how it could happen. But viewing the future, there has to be another explanation. The sound and images had not been placed there yet. But if the machine, together with the mind of the operator, went to the quantum field, the storehouse of everything there is, and received the images from there, then I can understand it. It is somewhat similar to a radionic computer based on the Hieronymus circuit. Some of you will understand that. Now, quantum computers, which is a recent invention, they're starting to do this kind of stuff now, but nobody is talking about it yet. Go figure. Either way, don't we wonder what they saw? Well, there is something that Father Andretti did talk about, and it was written up in the book I mentioned earlier. He said he observed a speech by Napoleon Bonaparte, the crucifixion of Jesus Christ. They also claim to have taken a picture of Jesus shortly before the crucifixion. Now, here is one. In the May 2nd, 1972 issue of the Italian magazine La Domenica del Corriere, there was written an article about the chronovisor, and they show a picture claiming to be the crucifixion of Jesus. But of course, Ernetti and the church, they deny this. Later, both Ernetti and Francois Brunet, they stated that the chronovisor was dismantled. It was dismantled because the church was afraid that it could be used for very negative and bad purposes. Well, considering what the Catholic Church stands for, I don't think so. They did not dismantle it. It is somewhere, and someone is using it to try to guide history to their liking. And seemingly, they may have done fairly well so far. But evidently, they do not understand timelines very well. See, there is more than one reality, more than one timeline going into the future, with you in it. Those realities, they create different timelines with different things in it. And according to quantum physics, we may be in all of those timelines. Wow. If that should not give us something to think about. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe and click the bell so you will know when the next video comes out.